We are in diesel territory. We need to be careful.
We are two engines. What is the least that can happen?
You getting scrapped.
Alfred and Gary jumped, and then noticed a rusty B-17. It was 87546.
Oh my goodness, it's him!
There is no time to waste. We need to set him up on this crane.
The workmen in the coach quickly set up cranes and put 87546 on the flatbed. What happens next? Well, that's for next time.
What are you doing here?
We are just taking this engine to the smelter shed. What a shame, too.
87546 knew where he was going with the situation, and he pretended to be frightened and sad.
Seems legit. Eh, Splatter? I guess so. Carry on. Wait! What? The smelter shed is right next to us. They are really rescuing him.
Not on my watch.
Oh, boss. Hello. We just...
I know. Let's quit dawdling.
Oh, right.
They're gaining on us.
Let's puff harder.
Alfred and Gary puffed as hard as they could, and eventually they made it over the bridge.
Home, here we come.
No!
Boss. I think they got away.
Of course they got away! Ugh. Oh well. It is just another steam engine. We are bound to find another one that isn't needed anymore.
Okay, boss.
The other engines were just getting back from searching when Gary, Alfred, and 87546 came into view.
Is there an engine on that flatbed?
Looks like it, but it looks like it had already been scrapped.
That can't be. I can see a face on the engine.
That is because this is 87546.
Everyone looked at the old engine in awe. When Adam returned, he was quite shocked.
Hello, 87546.
Hello, Adam. I was wrong about what I said back in the 30s. Just look at me now. It's funny how karma works.
Now, do not say that. None of this was your fault. You were one of the rudest engines on the island of Sodor, but that does not mean that there was still potential. I talked to Sir Charles back then, and he told me that he saw potential in you two. I didn't believe him, but as I grew older, the more I understood him. I learned from Lily the other day that I should give engines like you a chance. I did that with 9846, so I mean, Reginald. And now he's a good friend of mine. I hope that we can have the same relationship.
The engines were speechless. Adam had never talked like that before. He then noticed 87546 smiling at him.
Thanks for saying that. My confidence is back, but not how it was back then, of course.
We know.
Just then, Reginald chuffed in looking very tired. He was a bit out of it at first, but when he saw 87546 on the flatbed, he immediately gained full consciousness. Hey, 87546? Is that you?
Yes, it's me. I heard you got a new name.
Yes, indeed. It feels much better to have a name that engines do not know as a root engine's number.
You know, that gets me thinking. If I had a name, what should it be?
I don't know. Maybe contact Sir Topham about it.
Alright.
Well, we had best get the move on.
That's what I like to hear.
The engines soon made it to Crovan's Gate Works.
Oh, Henry. You look different.
Yes, indeed. After a most horrid accident with the flying kipper, I went to crew works where I was built into a Black 5. I feel excellent now.
87546 was soon lifted onto the track and a shunter shunted him into the works.
When you meet the other engines tomorrow, tell them that I am eternally grateful for having faith in me.
Will do. So, what did you want to talk about?
I don't know. Perhaps I should tell the story of how I got into this situation.
Oh, sure. That subject has always fascinated me. Do tell.
And this is the story he told. In the early years, the island was separated into 3 railways: the Wellsworth and Suttery Railway, the Sodor and Mainland Railway, and the Tidmouth, Knapford, and Elsbridge Railway, which merged into one in 1923. At the time, they only had very few engines, and the business was beginning to increase, so Sir Charles had to buy 2 more engines. Them being express engines made their ego rise quite a bit, and they would bully other engines for being inferior in their opinions. Take Henry, for example. At the time, he was completely custom built, and had many issues throughout his early days.
Hey, stop the... Oh.
Oi, stop it, you horrid engines. Absolutely horrible. It is all right, Henry. Trust me. They will soon realize that their actions were not validated at all.
Edward was right about you. You know, I've recovered from my egotistical views.
Interesting. What about when you were sent away?
Okay, so basically...
The last straw was when 87546 snuck out of the shed and took a passenger train when he was shut up in the shed, already planned to be sent away, for hurting passengers in a crash. "You have injured so many passengers and sent one to the hospital. That's it. I am sending you away, and actually stay in the shed this time." 87546 was mortified from that news, but also glad he didn't have to share a railway with, quote, out-of-date engines. The next day, 98462 and 87546 had an argument about high ego. "I can understand breaking the rules once, but twice? There's no wonder that such a dangerous engine is being sent away."
I'll lay off. You literally did the same thing.
"I know my limits. Unlike you, when I am shut up in the shed, I stay there and listen to the rules, no matter how splendid I am."
Shut up. You've done a 180 on me and completely betrayed me. What happened?
"Oh, don't give me that. Perhaps it is that after my crash, I have actually learned something." The fat director soon arrived. "Get out of my sight, you two! I'm tired of your arguing." "Yes, sir."
You're just going to accept...
"Silence! Leave my railway immediately."
Whoa. I thought you were both in the wrong.
As it turns out, 98462 had grown into a respectable engine when we were sent away. We ended up going our separate ways, and recently we were finally going to be put up for scrap. He escaped and went somewhere else, and I sadly couldn't since I was without a driver or fireman.
Do not worry. Here we do not scrap really useful engines. Even though you two were quite rude to me, things got better. I mean, I'm one of the strongest engines on Sodor, thanks to Sir Topham. And that is a good lesson. No matter how bad things get most of the time, things will get better.
Just then, Reginald and Alfred arrived. Hello, old friend.
Hello, Reginald.
We need to think of a new name for you. What should it be?
I think Cecil would be a nice name, don't you think?
Oh, that would be splendid. Cecil it is.
Excellent. Now we both have new names and new personalities. Alfred was overjoyed from being with his old friends again.
This is just like the past, minus the ego, of course.
Let's start a new beginning. Think of me as a new engine.
And the four old friends gazed at the sunrise, knowing that they had great friends always by their side. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and before you guys click off, I just really want to thank you all for just inspiring me to do this little 3-part finale. It's just given me so much joy to see the success of these videos. Like, I've gained so many subscribers, so many views, and it just makes me really happy. So I want to thank you all for the support. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy Season 2 when it comes out. Thank you all.